Hi everyone, day 17, and today I'm at my sister's. We spent now 24 hours together or so, and it feels good. I'm grateful. And what's interesting is, my sister and I, we're both in our 50s now, and we have a lot of history. She's my youngest sister, and our relationship in the last 10 years since I've been going through my evolution and transformation, our relationship has gone through a lot of ups and downs. I think it's a lot of it has to do with expectations of what it means to be a sister, what it means to be a good sister, expectations of that we've both inherited from our mother, who was a single child and always talked about how lonely she felt being a single child, how she always dreamed of having a sibling and all that stuff. So I remember that all of my life my mother was often judging me for certain of my behavior because she had this idea of how sisters should be. Meanwhile, she never had a sister, so she had this, again, idealized, completely unrealistic expectation of sisters, oh, they're supposed to love each other and they're supposed to be close and share, everything, including opinions and ideas and, friends and all that stuff. So both my sister and I kind of held ourselves to that impossible standard for a lot of our life. And when I started to break out of expectations in the last 10 years and started to, or rather stopped pretending, or rather stopped doing things that were expected when I didn't want to do certain things, that brought a huge backlash and created a lot of disruption in our relationships, in my relationship with my sister, in my relationship with my mother. And as I, in the last several years, permitted myself to be who I am, it became easier for me also to see how my 3 daughters are interacting. I stopped suffering when they weren't living up to this idealized vision of the world of sisters, and I just stopped making it a problem. And I'm grateful that in the last several years, my sister and I were able to come back into relationship without the expectations of each other. And just lately, really in the last several months, it's become really, really easy. We're planning a trip for our mother's 80th birthday later in the fall. And right now, being this weekend at my sister's, it just feels good and normal and natural again. And what's really, really helpful is that we're being together, enjoying together without any of the expectations, and both of us having gone through a lot of, basically we processed whatever it was, whatever grudges, whatever broken expectations, whatever deceptions we had of each other. We were able to not put that behind us. I think we were able to really process it. I know I don't hold any grudges. I know that I was able to put to rest a lot of my own anger or frustration or hurts. And I seem to feel that my sister has as well. We've both matured, and children have grown, and it's really, really nice to be together. So that's, this is what I am full speed in, is being together this weekend. What togetherness means these days. It's a lot of compassion. It's a lot of acceptance that I can only extend to others because I'm now able to give it to myself. I am not perfect. I've made mistakes. I've tried to, integrate all that and kind of process my pains, and I see that my sister, whatever was upsetting her before, she seems to have dealt with that somehow, so that we can be together again and spend some time together again without any extremes. And so what I also want to say today is that relationships, especially family relationships, they go through a lot of time physically, and evolution is possible. I've had, again, over the last several years, since I started stepping into my power, into my agency, speaking out for myself, refusing to do things that no longer feel right just because it was expected of me, I disrupted a lot of my relationships, and a lot of my family members, both my family members and my family-in-law, were angry and were not speaking to me, and it was worth it for me because I was really interested in practicing my authenticity, and if it meant that some people were going to fall by the wayside, I was willing to take that, to live with that. But what I'm also seeing that's really, really beautiful is that people are coming around. Not everyone, like my father is not coming around, but my sister is coming around. My mother, I must say, never fully broke contact with me, and I'm hugely grateful because I really appreciate when the love supersedes personal hurt. My father isn't able to do that, but my mother is, and I'm grateful for that. And now, being with my sister, I'm so grateful that there is this, that we're kind of coming back together in this new way that we each are, and sharing and being close, and just spending time together is really, really enjoyable again. I no longer feel that I'm judged. I no longer feel that I'm misunderstood. I notice that we're able to speak to about some subjects that we don't necessarily agree on, like certain political opinions, and that even though we disagree, we're both very polite and very considerate and very accepting of each other's stance. And that is a huge progress in relating skills, So I'm just very grateful again to be here, to receive my sister's generosity and hospitality. That was always her quality. She always was very generous and very hospitable. And that was one of the reasons why she was hurt sometimes when I wasn't kind of participating in some of the family events. I'm able to receive this generosity, and I'm able to receive this love, and I'm able to receive the joy of this togetherness again. And whatever felt important, whatever was separating us before, that seems to be no longer an obstacle for us to come together. So this is where I am today, and I'll see you tomorrow.